Hello there everyone, my name is Clink, and this is The Legend of Zelda The Missing Link. So, this is a ROM hack that was released in mid-2020, I want to say, developed by, I'm gonna butcher this, Kaze Emanuar? Kaze? I'm not 100% sure how to say that, but this is a ROM hack for Ocarina of Time that's meant to take place between that game and Majora's Mask, and kind of just tell how Link ends up where he does at the start of Majora's Mask. I remember this ROM hack having a couple issues when it was released with Nintendo kind of being a little weird about it, so I won't leave a direct link to the download unless I figure out if that's alright, but I will leave a link to Kaze's channel in the description, which he's made a bunch of other hacks. I think his most recent one is Only Up 64 for Mario 64. But yeah, I won't blabber on for too long. Let's go ahead and make a new file. So, you know, just gotta name yourself, which I'll do the usual here. This is gonna be a pretty short hack. It's only gonna be probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. According to the legend passed down from generation to generation of the royal family of Hyrule, there was once a boy who lived his life peacefully deep within the forest. One day, the magical fairy Navi informed the boy of his destiny to save the kingdom of Hyrule from the great king of evil Ganon. The boy embarked on his quest and conquered many foes, all while Navi guided him. He traveled through time and soon found himself face to face with Ganon, whom he fought valiantly. Hyrule was saved. Princess Zelda then sent the boy back in time to relive his childhood. It is said that upon completing his quest, the boy traveled on a secret and personal journey to find his friend. What led him on that journey, and where did Navi go? So yeah, that leads us to here. Navi obviously left at the end of Ocarina of Time. When Link puts the Master Sword back into its pedestal, Navi just kind of disappears. So I guess we're now back here in the Kokiri Forest. It looks a little bit different than in Ocarina of Time. Still a lot of similarities, but it's looking a little different, you might notice. But we have a few things that I'm going to do here before really moving on. I believe this first house... Okay, no, this one doesn't have anything in it. I'm misremembering. We're immediately going to be getting our first piece of heart. It's definitely in this house. I remember this. I think you're supposed to get this a little later on, because I think what you're supposed to do is kind of jump around here. I think you need a certain item to be able to do it, but you can actually just, if you stand about right here, you can just backflip and grab this piece of heart. I don't know how that works, but yeah, that's going to be our first of 12 heart pieces in this mod, and then we just kind of have to figure out what we're doing from there. So let's talk to this girl. Welcome back to the forest, Clink. Huh? Where did Navi go? I don't know where Navi is. But yeah, so this ROM hack can be played on an emulator. I believe it can be played on an original Nintendo 64 via an EverDrive. And I believe you can play this, or not I believe, I know you can play this on the Wii Virtual Console. I have had issues getting that to work personally. I'm not very good at WAD injections myself, but if you have experience doing that, you can play this on a Wii Virtual Console. This is being played on Project 64, just for the sake of it being easy to use. You should visit Saria. I'm sure she really misses you. Her magic door will only open to those who know her song. So maybe we need to figure out Saria's song, which is conveniently right here. And so that's down, right, left, down, right, left. Okay. I'm not as familiar with the the button inputs of the Nintendo 64 version personally. I've actually played the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time a lot more, but you know, kind of have to remember the actual songs in this version instead of just pulling up the notes on the bottom screen. But yeah, once you know that, we can head over. I think you can get there from this side. I might be entirely wrong about that. No, you can climb up right here. Okay. I didn't want to have to go all the way around. You might have noticed I also took the time to pick up a couple of rupees just because that will be helpful. That's wrong. That's right. There we go. I always get the left and the right confused. But yeah. Are you serious? Was I not standing in front of the door enough for you? There we go. But yeah, I don't know how many parts I'll do this hack in, or even how I'm gonna do it completely, because this is the first thing I've done that's not Pikmin related in a while. So I've been wanting to do this for a while. I actually originally planned to do this before I did Pikmin 1, but then the Switch versions came out. Listen carefully. This forest is in grave danger. Without the divine protection of the Great Deku Tree, Kokiri Forest slowly has begun to wither away. Worse yet, a fairy collecting demon has started capturing all of the fairies in the land of Hyrule and will soon arrive here as well. In front of you is a chest containing a farewell gift from one of your friends. Please use that gift to save this forest and bring back its fairies. And then we get back to the good old interior music. But yeah, in here is going to be the Soul Charged Kokiri Sword. So, if you ever played 2D Zelda, you might know that at full health, you can, shoot sword beams. Even if you're not at full health, you can use a spin attack to do a sword beam in this, just in case, since, you know, you might not always be at full health. And you'll actually need this sword beam for a couple of puzzles. If you're like me, you'll kind of forget that this can set things on fire. And, I'd like to actually jump right here. And then you'll sit there for like 5 minutes trying to figure out where there's a torch to use with your Deku stick, and then you'll inevitably realize how dumb you'd been the whole time. But yeah, now that we have that, we can actually like really get started on the game. I feel like it took me a lot longer than I would have liked for it to just get to this point. But I do want to get decently far right now. So I'm going to just shoot that, and then we can talk to, I assume this is Mido. Hate to admit it, Clink, but I can't leave the forest. We Kokiris can't survive outside the forest. If you can cut down this tree, then you'd better get to chasing that demon and being the hero they say you are. I accidentally skipped the dialogue. For some reason, at least on Project 64, if you hold down whatever your B button is mapped to, you can, ask for dialogue, although I couldn't get that to work on other versions I've tried. Yeah, this is gonna be our first area of the game, the Deep Woods, and I'm already messing up the combat. But yeah, just use your sword beams, or not. And my shield doesn't want to work. Right. It's because I have, for some reason, it's on the Z targeting is on switch instead of hold, and honestly I find that really weird in Zelda games for some reason. I've always played Zelda games with the hold on. But yeah, Deep Woods here has a great theme. I really like the music here. This is a pretty short area as well. What do I do? Cluck Cluck Ranch is up ahead, but the Deku guards won't let me visit. You, little boy, please, could you try getting through? I need my Kaku's birth certificate, which we'll get to later, once we can get through here. My partner over here likes to act really tough. I wouldn't take him too seriously if I were you. Watch out for that fairy collector, though. Hey you, don't even think about getting past me. We guard the path to Deku Grove, and nobody has ever gotten past me. Not even that really scary fairy collector guy. Yeah, he didn't go right past this gate, and you aren't either. One thing I'll point out is there's a hole over here that you can drop down, but we're not going to drop down it because we'll actually get to it later. So for now, let's head over here and say hello to this Deku Scrub, which you should be able to hit with a jump attack. Yeah, then I'll fall down here. Just gotta say hello. Helps to have the sword beams for that kind of thing. And then there's a chest over here. I think this is just a rupee or something, probably like 5 rupees. Oh, no, it's a heart. My bad. You are gonna need a couple rupees throughout this hack. I want to say only a couple hundred, like 500. I could be wrong there. I don't remember the exact amount. Go ahead and burn this to progress forward. Yeah, what? Oh my gosh, what are these woods called? The Deep Woods. This place is actually really, really small. Even if it doesn't completely feel like it at first. Like on my first run through this, I was like, I feel like I'm already getting lost. But there really isn't too many paths here. We seem to kill these Deku Babas and get some Deku Nuts. I'm not very smart. I always forget to use Deku Nuts for some reason. But we're gonna go on ahead and set them to our sea items. And then maybe I'll be able to take out this Deku without hitting this rock a million times. I promise I'm not normally this bad at Ocarina of Time. But yeah, this is gonna be your first room where you have to put even some semblance of thought. There's gonna be this Deku Scrub, he'll move around. Just pull the blocks over the other spots where he could move over to and fall into this pit. Which means I have to move the block again. Yay. And then we're just gonna hit him with a sword beam and call it a day. Let's not fall. There we go. And one thing I do want to point out is they also ported over Link's flips from Majora's Mask that he didn't really do in Ocarina of Time when you jump. Like, Link did a flip that time. Let's try to... Can I, hit you? There we go. So yeah, that will open the path forward, and we can get out of this room with this terrible camera. This room. Couple things here. We need to somehow get past that wall. Can't do it yet. So let's not worry about it. Instead, we're going to not talk to these guys. They don't really have anything important to say. So I'm just going to open this chest and get a small key. This small key is helpful to have right now. You could have technically not done this right now, but I like getting it now instead of later, as it will make getting back here faster. Because we don't have a way to blow up that wall, but we will need to eventually. If you go off to the left here, you will end up right back here, where this hole was. Like I said, we'd be back here later, so there you go. There's that hole. So let's go back over this way and head to our first, or not our first real area, the next real area of the game. But it feels like the one where you are going to make substantial progress. Up ahead is going to be Monktown Valley once we get through Monktown Maze. I guess those Deku brothers back then were helpful to talk to because you need to know the passcode to get through here. But if you've played Ocarina of Time, you already know what it is. 23 is number 1. So middle, right, left, and you will be in Monktown Valley. So this place is got a little bit of sand here, a little bit of desert. There's going to be a couple of things to take care of here. Link. Hey, look at that, sorry it's Ghost. Please don't be afraid, it is I, the soul bound within your sword. I am very weak at the moment, so please excuse my brevity. I wish I could explain more to you, but this is important. I sense a curse in this valley. Yes, I am sure of it. These redeads, I can still sense a human soul resting deep within them. Please, Clink, take caution. Alright, yeah, a couple things that we're gonna do here. I'll head over to that building in front of me first, as I believe it is the most important of the things to take care of here, honestly. Just because you can kind of forget it. We are going to be getting piece of heart number 2. To do so, we need to kill all these keys in here, which can get set on fire. The keys are kind of annoying to kill without a ranged weapon, but that's why we have our Deku Nuts. But yeah, the keys can be set on fire with your sword if you do accidentally hit them with the sword beam. But let's take care. There's one more. There it is. Come on. There we go. And this will give you a piece of heart once you've killed them all in this house. Nothing too major, but still somewhat helpful. Especially since there's only going to be 6 hearts maximum in this. One thing that I was trying to say earlier that I kind of forgot about is the other way you could try to play this is on the Wii U. I did try to do a virtual console injection onto a Wii U for this as well. That did not go well. I had some major graphical errors when I did do that, like entire HUD elements not working and showing up, but it did somewhat work. It worked better than some other things I tried, honestly, such as using the ROM for this on the Wii 64 emulator. That would just crash the game upon trying to interact with Saria's song. So I definitely don't recommend trying to play this on a Wii without doing the virtual console injection. This room here, break all the pots. We need the rupees. If you remember that one room in Hyrule Castle Town, Ocarina of Time with all the pots, I think it's just to the... I know it's like right past the gate. I don't remember which side it's on because, you know, Master Quest is a thing that has been messing with my brain. But yeah, just break some pots if I can even break this last one. Okay. So this room is how we're going to actually move forward with the game for now. We need to essentially get to the next part of this area, and to do so we need to go into these rafters, and there's a pot that we can conveniently fall into. Unfortunately, this is Ocarina of Time, so trying to fall off of things like this can be annoying, but we'll drop in, and here we go. I did also test this on a PS Vita, actually, just for curiosity's sake. I pretty much tried doing this on whatever I could. It worked fairly well on the PS Vita, I thought, at least. I played about 20 minutes or so, so maybe you can't play it all the way through to the end, but it did work pretty well on Daedalus 64. These little... I believe these are basically Dodongos. They explode when killed. Try to kill one next to this boulder right here, because there's a piece of heart in it. We'll get bomb chews later, so if you miss this one, you can just come back with the bomb chews and blow that up. But you can get it now if you just do that. But we'll move on up here and head inside this building. This is going to be the Monktown Sanctuary, and is really our main attraction for the area. There's a couple things that we need to do in here. First things first, don't be an idiot like me. So, there's a Deku Stick right here. Obviously, Deku Sticks are used to light things on fire, or become the Infinity Sword, whichever one you prefer. There's a torch in here. You can use your sword beam to light it. I mentioned it earlier. It's very important. And then, just like in the Great Deku Tree, just roll over the web, and you can open the path forward. But I want to get another Deku Stick, just to have it. Then, in this room, drop down. Don't do what I do, and not break this crate right here. Wow. There we go. There's a button right here. This will open a gate over there that we're going to need here in a few minutes. So do that, and we can drop on down here. Hello there, Gerudo. When we arrived here, Redead suddenly appeared. That gate over there is the only thing keeping us safe. We will just hang in here until they're gone, I suppose. Yeah, these guys are just going to block your path like a bunch of jerks, because clearly there's some red ice right here, there's some blue fire. We need to get a bottle somehow, much like in Ocarina of Time. So for now, we just need to leave and come back later, which is what I would say if, well, we're not gonna just get around anyway. So this loops right back around to the main Mongtown Valley area, and what we need to do is figure out a way to get those Gerudo to move, which they'd be pretty frightened if that Redead that's also in there, but being, you know, the gate that's protecting them, started moving about. So that's our goal. So what we'll do is we're going to come right here and set this bomb off and open the path forward to a new area. Eventually. Wow, that animation is really long. Because that building right there was previously unreachable, but this sand pile will now allow us to get there. There's a couple interesting things in here. This is the Mongtown Library. You can read a lot of things in here, like all these bookshelves will say something. Mythology 1, the curse, because the Mongtown Sanctuary is the dwelling of a powerful god disturbing the holy tranquility, would surely bring great disaster. The valley's oldest known theologist once wrote of a curse that would bring great peril if one were to disturb the sanctuary. According to this same theologist, the only way to revert the curse is to bring back silence into the sanctuary. There's a lot of books like this in here. There's some on these shelves, there's some upstairs. I don't really feel like going into too much detail on them, but there's a little bit of lore here that was put in if you find that interesting and want to read it for yourself. But what we can do is, you'll notice on this bookshelf in particular, there's some handles. So we can actually move this out of the way, and there's a hole to crawl into right here. Very, very important to do. This will allow us to get to this bridge. We saw it earlier. I didn't really point it out, but that's the house where we got the piece of heart from. So you can just get onto this bridge doing that, and this will take you to a new section of the sanctuary from a slightly different perspective, I guess. You can get a Deku stick right here. We don't really need the Deku stick. We need to learn how to aim the sword, so I'm actually hoping to get a heart out of one of these rocks or something. I'm not gonna worry about it. So yeah, jump up here, and we actually need to just hit that bomb flower over there, so maybe move forward a little and shoot out your sword beam, and there you go. So you could actually enter from the side here. Right here is just going to be the other side of the gate, so you can be friends with this Redead right here if you want to. But the Gerudo are going to be friends with the Redead instead of us, or at least that's the plan. So we're going to climb up this ladder and then head on inside. If we didn't hit that button earlier, this gate would be closed, and you'd be kind of screwed for a few minutes, so don't forget to hit that button. That torch right there will move this platform. You just need to hit it with your sword beam while standing on the platform. It will move immediately, and we can head in here. And in here we have to fight a P-Hat. P-Hats do a decent bit of damage, but if you played Majora's Mask in particular, you probably know how to fight these things. You just want to get up under it, stay on the side that's not up against the ground, and you won't get hit, because they do a whole heart of damage per hit, so they can be quite dangerous for frail little 3-heart Link right here. But this is going to get us our first major item progression item of the game. Well, I'll just wait. Empty bottle! Yay! We love empty bottles. Yeah, this is gonna be the first of 2 empty bottles, because you might notice the item screen is pretty small in this game. We're gonna get another empty bottle, we're gonna get bomb shoes, and 1 brand new item, completely new to this hack, and I'm kind of blanking on the other one, but it's probably not too important, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and put the bottle, and we can open up the area. once, I believe they said something about silencing something or other. I don't remember. Get the blue fire in the bottle. That's the point here. Once we get the blue fire, we can obviously use it on these red crystals right here, just like an ice cavern of Ocarina of Time. And press this button, which will open the gates and get those Redeads out of here. This apparently like also restores peace to the sanctuary or something. Look outside. I will look outside after I open this chest, because clearly there's some loot right here. And if you've collected all the pieces of heart up to this point, that is your 4th one and will net you your first heart container of this ROM hack, and we can then head outside and see what Saria was talking about. As you can see, the area is just magically restored all of a sudden. The sky is alive again. We are truly in your debt, hero. What? You wonder why I called you a hero? Because of the hero shield on your back, of course. And while you lifted the curse. Thanks a lot, kid. So yeah, the people here are back to normal, which means we can actually get the thing we're really here for, which is the bomb chew. I'm also going to see if I can get some bugs out of this grass. I don't actually think you can get bugs here. I think bugs are going to show up later, but I'm going to try anyways, because you do actually need to collect a couple of bugs. Nope, okay. I will have to worry about them later. I'm going to try here anyways. I'm trying to remember the one bug location. I know there's some... probably on the Deku Road, honestly. Let's just jump off of here. And over here is where we really need to go. I avoided this building on purpose because the only thing this building is your bomb chew shop. Yeah, it's just bomb chews. It's gonna cost you 80 rupees for 20 of them. My goal is to not need to get any more bomb chews after this, because you really don't need too many of them throughout the whole pack. But there is one spot where you might go through quite a few of them. I think that's really all I'm going to do for now. But we will definitely make... I'll actually probably get pretty close to the main dungeon of the game in the next part. So I will see you guys for part 2. Bye-bye.